Wizards of the West Coast. Tapping out, slinging spells. I hate your deck. Each episode, we highlight a new commander deck that you get to see pop off in a glorious fashion. We show up, sling spells, and have fun. Now meet our players for this episode.
What's up, everyone? It's Lynch from I Hate Your Deck. Welcome to another spicy episode with spicy people, and some may become salty. I always love to play Paper Magic with my friends.
What's up, everybody? It's me, Larry, also known on the Discord as Villainous Killstash. Excited to be here with our other guests joining us for Paper Magic.
Hi, I'm David. I'm so happy to be back on the show. Today's a very special episode. I love to play Paper Magic with my friends.
Short King.
I'm Barry, happy to be back for another really cool episode. Playing with these guys is as good as it gets.
All right. And I'm playing Kadena Slinking Sorcerer, a Naga Wizard. First face-down creature spell you cast each turn costs 3 less to cast. Whenever a face-down creature enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. There's a lot of cards in Magic that allow you to cast them face down, and this allows me to reduce that by 3. So if it's like a morph card, it would be free once per turn, and then I get to draw a card. When I bought this precon, I loved the precon because a lot of times precons don't have interaction, and to have interaction where you're sneakily casting something upside down and being able to flip it and get people scared, it's just fun. I like the surprise nature of it and turn it into some nasty stuff. So, you know, Myrel Seal and Rhystic Study type stuff in here and Mana Crypt to get out there quick and hopefully get a lot of answers face down. See what you'll do with it.
I'm playing Minthara, Merciless Soul, a 2/2 elf cleric in Orzhov colors, and she has Ward X, where X is the number of experience counters I have. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you controlled left the battlefield this turn, you get an experience counter. She also has the text, creatures you control get +1/+0 for each experience counter you have. This deck is like a little bit of a roundabout way of making my creatures huge, but only on the front end, and then taking those little formerly tiddlywink 1/1 or 1/2 flyers and going upstairs for big damage with them. So it does have a few good pieces to make the altogether kind of jank strategy work. I don't think it's got as much of a value engine, but I think it's roughly on the same plane.
Today I'm going to be playing Myrel. She's a 3/4 human soldier for 4. During your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. And whenever Myrel, Shield of Argive attacks, create X 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature tokens, where X is the number of soldiers you control. Stacks you guys out a little bit in the beginning while I build up a big soldier army and swing in and attack either one of you or hopefully all of you at once. This ability does stop like Morph.
I'm really excited about that deck. We built it together.
We did.
I'm more excited about this deck, which I built with Leo, my other son. Merry and Pippen, Lord of the Rings, really cool Lord of the Rings theme in this deck. So you've got Pippen, they're partners. For one, I can tap him and create a food token. He's just a 2/2. His other ability says that if I tap him and sacrifice 4 foods, other creatures that I control get +3/+3 and gain haste until end of turn. I can only activate that as a sorcery. I got a lot of removal, a lot of destruction, a lot of cool stuff that these colors offer, but these two commands themselves are very well tempered. Merry comes in, he's the leader of the bunch. He's a 1/4. Whenever one or more artifacts enter the battlefield, such as the foods that Pippen creates, Merry creates a 1/1 white soldier token with lifelink. This ability triggers only once each turn, unfortunately. He's making foods, he's making tokens, these 1/1 soldier tokens, not as fast as David's gonna make them, but this deck is pretty cool. It's got a lot of sharp removal. I'm gonna dirtle a bit, but I will be there to interact and snipe out the right pieces.
Well, let's see whose deck is the best. Every other Friday, check out I Hate Your Deck. If you could join our Patreon and support our channel, it'll help us keep dropping episodes every other Friday. We appreciate your support. Plus, you can hang out in the Discord, you can chat with me or some other awesome people like Larry, Eiley. We got a lot of people up there playing Magic. Let's go play some Magic. Until then, let's have some fun.
I hate your deck.
Let's roll, see who goes first.
6, 5, 5.
I've been rolling once all day. All
man.
day I've been
5.
Cool pickup again.
5, high roll. Drawing for turn. Ready, steady, here we go. Path of Ancestry, tap, Mana Crypt. Yeah, I want to get it in ahead of the stacks, and I'll pass the turn. I knew the stacks were here, and I was like, man, Mana Tithe,
Draw for turn.
David, King of Trolls.
I keep Force Wheels in my pocket.
Minimum Schoolwater's Edge. It's a legendary land, taps for blue. It also, you pay a blue, tap it to untap target permanent, because they're not going to do that for a while.
Target legendary
Sorry,
permanent.
it's always crazy when things happen, because I also happen to have a Mana Crypt.
All right, I'm feeling left out, guys.
I will tap though. I have a follow-up play, which Larry didn't have. I will cast a Ristic Study.
Damn. Okay, bro.
Bro, really?
Pass a turn.
Draw. Savannah, land for turn. I will tap for a green. Cassian War Elves. I don't pay 1. And I pass the turn.
Oh,
Draw.
Barry, we gotta work together against the forces of evil. Yeah, IRS, dude. I don't stand for it. We're not gonna take it.
Airy team.
I'm gonna channel my inner Ray, and I'm gonna play a basic plains for the turn. And
Oh, Shortcakes, unite.
unite.
So untap, upkeep. Odds I'm safe. Odds I'm safe every time. That's a 2. I'm not safe. Not this turn. I draw. I'll play a Blighted Fen as my land for turn. Tap sad for a colorless. Pay 5, 1 black for generic tap, and sack it. Target opponent sacrifices a creature. Notably, I noticed Myrel doesn't prevent land activations.
I've never seen that card before.
I will pay 4 total to play a taxed Tabarax Hope's Demise, using the Path of Ancestry to make black for a Demon Cleric who shares a creature type with my Elf Cleric commander. So I'll get a Scry from the Path of Ancestry, and Tabarax is a 2/2 flying Demon Cleric. Has lifelink as long as it has 5 or more +1/+1 counters on it. And whenever another non-token creature I control dies, I put a +1/+1 counter on him. If that creature was a Cleric, I may draw a card. If I do, I lose 1 life. I get a Scry. I'll pass.
Untap.
I hope you don't get that land.
It will do also odds safe.
Whoa.
Draw for turn. I will tap a mana crypt for the ball, aka Felwar Stone. Add 1 mini color that a land that opponent can produce. I'm gonna pay 1 green and cast a Deathrite Shaman. Deathrite Shaman, Elf Shaman, 1/2. I can tap to exile target land for a graveyard. Add 1 mana of any color. Hopefully that'll solve it since I'm missing a land drop. I can do a black, tap it, exile target instant sorcery card. Each opponent loses 2 life. Or I can pay a green, tap it, exile target creature card from graveyard, gain 2 life. I'll tap a blue, and I'll cast a Mystic Remora. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, you may draw a card unless that player pays 4. It's an enchantment. So I'll have my Mystic and Ristic out. And I pass a turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. A swamp for the turn. Tapping for 1 white, 1 black, 1 green. I will cast Mary.
So Ristic trigger,
I don't pay 1.
draw.
Mary resolves. He's a 1/4 creature. He partners with Pippen. Whenever 1 or more artifacts enter the battlefield under my control, I get to create a 1/1 white soldier creature token, which has lifelink, and it only triggers once each turn.
The same thing, we could target someone to shuffle and search.
Yeah, when this creature enters the battlefield, target player may put Pippin into their hand from their library and then shuffle. You may, if you want, Larry, you may go try to find Pippin in your library and shuffle.
Do you really want to shuffle?
Go ahead, David.
I mean, I draw. Wow. I'm going to play Iconjo.
I can, Joe.
Iconjo. It's a plains.
Where did you come from? Where did you go?
Where'd you come from?
Iconjo. And play a Jeweled Lotus, everyone's favorite Magic the Gathering card. And I will tap and sacrifice Jeweled Lotus for 3 white mana. And then I will tap my Iconjo for my Myrel, Shield of Argive. I will pay the tax on the Jeweled Lotus.
So there's 2 though. There's a Mystic and
he
Ristic.
did not tax for the Mystic Remora.
You're not paying
But he
4.
did tax for the Ristic Study on this, and then he did not tax. So you draw 2 cards. Moral of the story.
So I draw 2 cards. 1 for Mystic on the Jeweled Lotus.
1 for Ristic
one-
on Myrel.
Yes, because Mystic is only non-creature. Yeah, okay. I pass.
Odds I'm safe.
I'm gonna use that dice to protect me.
Nope. Give that one back.
Can't pick it up next time.
No, you can have it.
I found it.
Play a swamp. I'm going to declare battle and attack Michael Lynch.
2.
2 in the air.
Yep. Go to 35.
I'll pass the turn.
Untap. I'll also still say odds safe. Fuck.
Glad I gave that one back to you, dude.
So this is cumulative keep. This is 1. I'll pay 1 to keep Mystic around. I will now draw for turn.
He fed the fish.
You fed the fish.
I'll go ahead and tap 3 for my first world problems, and I'll cast Final Word. I normally would have tried to wait to cast it on your end step. Yeah, during each opponent's end step, you may cast spells as though they had flash. I was gonna wait to do your end step, but I couldn't because I might have had to discard a card, and I don't feel like discarding anything. I will then go to combat, hit Larry for 1 with my Death Right.
Yeah, that's a dick move, bro.
And I pass to Larry. Don't
Yeah,
call me
sure,
Barry.
I'll bypass.
I cast a Barry, don't call me Larry.
All right, untap, upkeep, draw. We will play for turn Minas Tirith, a legendary land. When it enters, it does enter tapped unless I control legendary creature. Mary's legendary. What does it do? It gives me a white mana. Or I can tap a white and a generic, tap this land, draw a card. And I can only activate that if I've attacked with 2 or more creatures this turn. So it can help me draw later on. Now it's good for a white mana. Here we go. I'm gonna cast my favorite guy.
Enchantment removal.
My favorite non-Lord of the Rings creature in this deck. He'll help me get started.
4?
Let's cook with the chef.
So you don't pay for Ristic.
I don't.
Damn, bro, you're not like paying for any of these spells, G.
That is not my concern,
is
sir.
great.
I'm
That
just
is
trying to
great.
get aboard stage. Yeah, Geome, he's a master chef. 5/3 legendary creature with trample. Now, at the beginning of my end step, I'm going to create a number of food tokens equal to the number of non-token creatures I had enter the battlefield under my control this turn. I can pay 1, sack of food. Target creature gains indestructible until end of turn. Tap it. Nice guy. Alrighty, I'm going to go to combat. Larry, Mary is attacking you, sir.
Barry's using Mary to hit Larry.
Yeah, I take 1.
Very scary, Larry. Yeah, that's 1 damage from Mary. It's my end step after that.
With that trigger on the stack, I'm gonna showcase the downside of this card. Unless you have a free counter to this, I'll power word kill Myrel, taxed for the Ristic study.
Tax? You pay tax?
Yeah.
Yep. Gotcha.
Destroy target non-angel, non-demon, non-devil, non-dragon creature.
Okay, you don't pay for the Mystic Remora for the things. I draw from that, but you had the Ristic.
With my triggers now going on the stack, I'm going to create a food because I had 1 non-token creature enter. When a food comes in, that's an artifact, so I get to create a 1/1 soldier with lifelink because of Mary. Pass turn.
I will untap, I will upkeep, I will draw, I will play planes for the turn. I'm gonna be selfish. I'm gonna tap 3 and play Urza's Incubator and choose creature type. I'm gonna choose soldier. So Urza's Incubator enters the battlefield, I choose soldier. Creature spells of the chosen type cost 2 generic less to cast.
For everybody.
For everybody.
Are you paying?
I don't pay for either.
You're not paying for either, so I draw 2 cards for the Mystic and Ristic trigger.
Whack.
Yeah. So everyone's
Swag. Untap. Upkeep. Odds I'm safe.
Damn, dude.
Draw for turn. Pay 5 and cast my commander taxed and with Path of Ancestry. So I get a scry.
experience. That's what it is.
I will keep that on top. Play an Orzhov Basilica as my land for turn. Bouncing this Swamp Chaw to my hand. Declare the battle.
I have a 1/4 blocker.
Yeah, I see that. Now, Barry, I'll attack you for 2 in the air with Tabarax.
Seems quite fair. I'll be taking that 2 damage.
Yep. So,
Cheerio.
I will then pass my turn. At the beginning of my end step, if a permanent I controlled left the battlefield this turn, this swamp, which was bounced to my hand, I get an experience counter. Experience 1.
So you're passing though?
Yeah, I pass.
Okay. Untap. I'm still gonna go for odds. Lose 3 damage. That crypt's hurting. Draw for turn. I'm gonna shock in the Overgrown Tomb. Go to 27. Oh, I'll have the Mystic Remora get sacked because I didn't pay for the upkeep. I'll tap out. I'll be able to have 1 remaining floating colorless. I'm gonna cast my commander, Kadena, Slinking Sorcerer. You guys good with that? Resolve. The first face down creature will be free. So I'll play this Morph because Morph says you get to pay 3 colorless and this reduces it by 3, so it's free. Because I had it, I get to draw a card. I still have the 1 colorless available. I'll use the 1 colorless to cast a Grafdigger's Cage. Creature cards in graveyards and libraries can't enter the battlefield. Players can't cast spells from graveyards or libraries. The 1 floating is gone from using it to spend that, so I'm now tapped out. I've drawn my card. Pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put in a Windswept Heath for turn. I'm going to tap it, pay 1 life, sacrifice it. I'll play the Overgrown Tomb untapped, which will cost me another 2 life.
So, sorry, I'm discarding Slim Guard Assassin, Arcane Denial, and Flusterstorm.
Oh,
No worries.
I wonder how many counters that leaves you with.
Only 4.
Just Fierce Guardianship and Force of Will.
The Force Negation's on top.
The move may be just to do this, to tap for a green, a white, and 2 generic, and cast Treebeard, Gracious Host, a tree folk from the Lord of the Rings. He's a 0/5, he has trample, he has Ward 2 in case you think of targeting him. It's a tree, who would target a tree? You heathens.
Capitalists.
When he enters the battlefield, I create 2 food tokens. So my food token counter goes up to 3.
Is this triggered?
It does, because now I had artifacts enter, and I'm gonna make another little soldier. Now that soldier's gonna have summoning sickness, so I'm just gonna put a separate one down here. I'm gonna go to combat. Larry, going to swing the Master Chef at you. David,
Yeah.
I'm going to swing Mary and the soldier at you, because Mary don't roll alone. You bring a little soldier with him.
Yeah, I gotta take 5.
So when my soldier deals damage, just this thing happens, I get lifelink, I gain a life. Now when I gain a life, that triggers Treebeard. Whenever I gain life, I put that many 1/1 counters. And so I'll just put a 1/1 counter on Treebeard himself. He's now a 1/6. I'm gonna pass turn, I'm going to the end step. At the beginning of my end step, I create a number of food tokens equal to the number of non-token creatures that entered this turn. Just this one Treebeard entered. I create a 4th food token, which creates a 2nd soldier. All right, my turn is done. That leaves you, David. Go ahead.
I will untap, upkeep, draw. The biggest threat on the board right now is that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Giant's pretty strong because it can tap anything and make it indestructible.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm going to Darksteel Mutation your Kadena. And that's going to turn it into a 0/1 artifact bug with indestructible.
I feel like I should respond.
Force of Will.
I'll tap the Deathray Shaman, exiling that for a blue. Cast Swan Song.
Aww.
Did you pay Ristic?
Yes.
You get a 2/2 bird.
Wow.
I passed the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. All right, I'll leave a black floating, cast Bygone Bishop, untap. 2/3 flying, whenever I cast a creature spell with converted mana cost 3 or less, investigate.
You don't pay for Ristic?
No, I don't pay for Ristic.
So I draw.
So I pay 3, cast that dude with Path of Ancestry, and get a scry. I'll bottom. I'll tap Orzhov Basilica, leaving a black floating, and cast Martyr for the Cause.
So you're not paying for Ristic?
Not paying for Ristic, I have the cost reduction from this set to soldier. He is a human soldier, so I have 1 black floating.
So I'll draw.
On cast, I'll make a clue. So I make a clue with the Bygone Bishop, and then I have a black mana floating. I'll play an Isolated Chapel as my land for turn. I'll use the black mana floating to cast Culling the Weak on Martyr for the Cause.
Paying for Ristic?
No.
So I draw.
Yeah. As an additional cost to cast this spell, I have to sacrifice a creature. I'm going to be sacrificing Martyr for the Cause to add 4 black to my pool. When he dies, I proliferate. So I'll proliferate this right here. When he dies, he gets a counter, and then I'll proliferate. So I'll do that. 2 counters there. 4 mana floating. 3 of the 4 down to 1, and a white to cast Baron Bertram Greywater. Nope. Whenever 1 or more tokens enter the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 black vampire rogue creature token with lifelink. This ability triggers only once each turn. And pay 2, sacrifice another creature or artifact, draw a card. And then I'll use my final black floating and 1 more to sacrifice this clue that I'll put over here so we make sure Ray gets it back to draw a card. However, this flyer is buff, so I'll declare battle and I'll bang on you for 6, Mike, in the
I'm getting low on life. I worry that would put me in a predicament.
In a precarious position?
Yeah, so I'm gonna have the Deadly Rollick. If you control your commander, which I do, you can play this without paying its mana cost, exile target creature.
You can block it, dude. You dirt rat, dude. That's what I heard. That's it at the end of my turn. So I get another experience counter. She now has Ward 3, and creatures I control get +3/+0. Things are kind of working.
Untap. Come on. Odd, I'm safe.
Pretty bird?
Yep.
Pretty bird.
Okay. Jewel Lotus.
Where?
In case you just
You tax that?
I guess. Tap out.
Oh, joy.
I'm gonna cast 2 spells. First one will be the Gilded Drake.
No.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
And I really like Giome. So I'm gonna switch us.
You played a Gilded Drake before you
I have a
morphed a
morph
dude.
right here.
I know, but I'm offended. You
Well,
haven't even made an effort to try to play your morph.
You don't know why it is. I will then play the One Ring with the other 4. When it enters the battlefield, I gain protection from everything, which I still am kind of worried about you guys hitting me. At the beginning of your upkeep, lose 1 life for each burden counter on the One Ring.
I would like to propose a pact of non-aggression between the 3 of us not named Mike.
Pass the turn to Barry.
Untap.
Non-aggression pact and a steering of resources toward the axis of Mikeness.
This sounds like World War II.
Yeah.
Well, the bad guys made the non-aggression.
Draw.
You're paying attention, bro. He's doing it. Hell yeah.
Cave of Koilos for turn. It gives me a generic or a white or black. I'm willing to pay a life. I think I know what I want to do. Want to tap a black,
Oh yeah.
a green, and cast Pippen.
Dope.
Pippen is the partner commander here. I can tap him, tap 1, tap Pippen, and create a food token. I can also tap him, sacrifice 4 foods, and then other creatures I control get +3/+3 and gain haste until end of turn. I can only activate that as a sorcery. That being done, I'm going to tap a white and 2 generic, and I'm going to cast Heliod Sun Crown. It's a god, 5/5 indestructible. If my devotion to white is less than 5, Heliod's not a creature. He says that whenever I gain life, I put a 1/1 counter on target creature or enchantment I control. I can also pay 1 white, 1 generic, and another target creature gains lifelink until end of turn. I'll pay 1 for one of them.
Okay, so I'll draw for Ristic for the Heliod.
Sounds great. All right, I'm gonna proceed.
Do you like it?
I don't like the way you look.
I'm gonna swing 3 1/1 lifelink soldiers, my 3/3 flying Gilded Drake, over at you, David.
Okay, so I'll take 6.
If that's what you choose to do, these are 1/1 lifelink soldiers.
I will block one of the soldiers with my spirit and take 5.
Okay, the soldier will die.
A rules question.
No,
So
that
Would I have
enters,
gotten a food then?
it enters under your control, no? When it comes into play. When it ETBs, then you exchange.
So then this would have triggered and I should have gotten a food.
No.
At the beginning of your end step, create a number of food tokens equal to the number of non-creatures you had enter the battlefield this turn.
Yeah, you get 1.
My 3 soldiers connected, I gained 3 life. When I gain 3 life, a couple of triggers happen. 1, Heliod allows me to trigger 3 1/1 counters on any creature or enchantment I control. I'll put those 3 counters on Treebeard, bringing him up to 4 counters. Also, when I gain life, I get to put that many 1/1 counters on a target treefolk or halfling. I will put 1 counter here, and I'll put 2 of the counters on Mary. That's it, guys. I distributed my 1/1 counters, I did my little thing, and I passed the turn.
I'm going to untap, upkeep, draw. I'm gonna play a Plains, and then I'm gonna tap 4, and I'm gonna play Myrel, Shield of Argive.
In response, I'll activate the One Ring, drawing a card, and then are you paying for Ristic?
I'm not paying for risk.
I will then draw.
Versus Incubator covers the commander tax. No, I'll pass.
Untap, upkeep, roll for mana crypt. Odds I'm safe. Still holding strong.
Yeah, you are.
Drawing for turn. I'll pay 4 and cast a taxed Braid's Arisen Nightmare. That will generate me a clue from Bygone Bishop. So I get a clue. That triggers Baron Bertram, making me a 1/1 black vampire rogue with lifelink. This is a white vampire with lifelink, non-rogue. The vampire and the lifelink part are about good enough. I'll play a swamp as my land for turn, and I'll pay 2 and crack this clue to draw a card.
Are you going to battle, Larry?
Are you going to the battle?
Larry.
Larry is the battle. Barry, I'm gonna hit you for 5, sir.
That seems really fair. We'll be taking 5. I'm down to 34.
Okay.
Seems fair.
Pass the turn At the beginning of my end step, I will get another counter here, and I will sacrifice a land to Braids, and each opponent may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with it. For each opponent who doesn't, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card. So who would like to sacrifice a land with me?
Not me.
Okay, I lose 2 life and you draw a card.
I lose 2 life.
David, spite move?
I will lose 2 life.
Okay. I thought if anybody would stop me from drawing cards here, it would be you.
So you drew 3 cards. Okay, untap, we'll lose 1 life because of the 1 ring burden. Then I roll odd, I'm safe. Let's draw for turn. Okay, play a marsh flats. Tap it, sack it, crack it, lose a life. Go get a swamp of some sort. There we go. Use my commander's ability to do a morph because you were questioning my morphing abilities.
You're a morph pretender, dude.
Put this down for free and then draw a card because of the ability. Morph deck, you can have still good cards in your morph deck. Morph is still a creature, so it will eventually trigger Giome. So I think what I'll do is I'll tap the Deathray Shaman, exiling the Marsh Flats, making a blue. Mana Crypt for 2, so it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna cast, don't worry, it's not Cyclonic Rift. Instead, I'm gonna cast Prime Myrel Queen, aka Hullbreaker Horror. It's a flash, this can't be countered. Whenever you cast a spell up to 1, choose up to 1, return target spell you don't control to its owner's hand, or return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand.
Bring it, batch.
Die.
Ah.
Die.
I dare you.
I dare you to die.
Are you gonna do it?
I'm just gonna pass the turn.
So you're not doing it?
No. Discard City of Brass to go down to hand size. A second food token because the morph creature entered the battlefield for the Master Chef.
Beautiful. Untap, upkeep, draw. I'm going to, as the young kids say, shoot my shot. I'm gonna tap 2 white, 2 generic, and I'm gonna cast Wrath of God.
Are you paying for Heuristic?
Going to hold priority and cast the Flawless Maneuver. Now, that allows me, without paying its spell cost, because I have a commander on the battlefield, it makes my creatures indestructible until end of turn. Wrath of God will destroy all creatures. They cannot be regenerated. I do not pay for Heuristic Study on either cast.
Yeah, so I draw 2 cards.
You sure do, champ.
I have no response.
Sadness on the stack.
Well, I can respond.
Yeah, you can. You can rescue 1 creature.
Well, I am gonna tap the 1 ring, put a counter on it, so it goes to 2, draw 2 cards. All right, so what I will do is I'm going to tap for, doesn't matter what color, 1, sack food.
Yep.
So with my Master Chief's ability, target creature gains indestructible until end of turn, tap it. So I'll get my Myrel Queen, aka Hullbreaker Horror, will be tapped.
Excellent. That's a great choice.
In response, I'm gonna pay 2 and activate Baron Bertram, sacrifice the vampire to draw a card.
Yes.
Yeah, board gets wiped.
Let's resolve. My creatures are indestructible and destroy all creatures.
Oh, this would have been fun. Return to my graveyard, and this was a counter. So I had some short 1 mana.
Oh, damn.
Short 1
Damn,
mana.
bro. On God.
Dang, bro.
Blew my load
On
too.
God, you shouldn't have cast that. On God, it's got flash. On God, no cap.
That goes back to you. These go away.
Hey, homie, that's a tough one. I'm sorry.
Flip flop like a soda can, dude.
I'm going to tap. I'm going to tap Pippen. I'm going to sacrifice 4 foods. And I am going to give all of my other creatures +3/+3 and haste until end of turn. So everything's got +3/+3 until end of turn. This guy is not a creature. I just don't have the devotion to
Yeah, you're 1 short.
Sure.
No, you're 2 short.
These guys are 4/4s.
Ah, you're too short.
These guys do the bass again.
No. Not doing it.
These guys are 4/4s. This guy's a 7/7. These guys 8. I'm just trying to calculate the maximum efficiency of how to kill you, Mike. Going to attack you, Mike, with Mary, which is good for 6 damage. I'm going to attack you, Mike, with this Yanawar Elf, which is good for another 4. That's 10. I'm going to attack you, Mike, with your own Gilded Drake and 2 soldiers. That's the 8. Treebeard.
You're killing me?
Let's go to you. I'm attacking you for 24, and then I'll send the 8 your way.
8.
You're dead.
I can't sack the food to gain life because I don't have the mana.
Oh.
And I
This
gain
Lotus doesn't
8
help
life.
me.
8 counters from Treebeard, and then 8 more counters from Heliod.
My mana drain couldn't save me.
I don't know why you cast that thing.
Well, because I didn't want to.
All right, guys, so I've got 16 counters to distribute. 8 1/1 counters can go on any creature enchantment. 8 1/1 counters are limited to the halflings or the tree folk. I'm going to put 5 counters on Treebeard, bringing him up to 10 counters total. I'm going to put 5 counters on Mary, bringing him up to 7 counters total. And I'm going to put the remaining 6 counters on Pippen, getting him up to 8/8. With that major move, I hope you guys are still my friends. I pass the turn.
You're definitely my friend. I will untap, upkeep, draw. I will play a plains for the turn, but I'm kind of only targeting you, Larry, with this. I don't mean to, but I'm gonna play Drannith Magistrate. Then I'm gonna tap 3 and I'm gonna play Archon of Emeria. And Drannith Magistrate says your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands, such as their commanders or, say, Foretell. And then Archon of Emeria is a 2/3 flying Archon. Each player can't cast more than 1 spell each turn. Non-basic lands my opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. And with that, I will pass, and I'm sorry.
You
Yeah.
literally have nothing else you can play?
No?
Roll for crip odds, I'm safe! You know, you can't take that away from me, dude. I've been rolling
I
hot
cannot.
at the crypt table.
Going straight to Vegas.
That
after
was
this.
bro.
Yeah, you gotta find the little wins. God, man, Drannith Magistrate, that's
Hell of a card.
very interesting stuff. Well,
Can I close the game?
Barry and Larry take the Midnight Ferry to Vegas.
I'll play an Ancient Tomb. I'll pay 3 and cast a Lingering Souls, putting 2 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying into play. If I had my commander out, they would be 5/1s, and I'll pass the turn.
I'll ship it to Barry.
How gracious of you, Mike.
I'm still on this.
Untap, untap.
Good to have you here, Mike.
I'm happy to be here.
We're gonna draw here. I close it out. I don't. Whoa. There's a forest for the turn. How's that sound? 1 green, 1 black, 1 generic. We're gonna putrefy the Archon of Emeria.
Bruh. Okay.
Wow.
I'll do you one better.
Bwah, 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 bwah.
I'm gonna tap for 1 white, 1 generic, whatever, and I'm gonna give Treebeard lifelink and trample. He has his own trample. I'm giving him lifelink, activating Heliod the Sun Crowd, his last ability. Another target creature gains lifelink until end of turn. I'm gonna go to combat, and I'm gonna declare attackers here. Treebeard with his lifelink is attacking. Mary is attacking. Pippen is attacking. Even my 2 soldiers will be attacking, leaving only the Yanawar Elf to defend the fort. Hey, David, that's all coming at you.
Prior to blocks, I'm gonna pay 2 and de-spark Treebeard, exiling target permanent with CMC 4.
He has ward 2.
Yeah, I'll pay that.
Yep. You're gonna have to, champ.
Thanks, Mana Crypt.
That was a you're not getting lifelink, baby.
I
He's gonna
will.
gain life other ways, but you know.
I can respect that.
Yeah,
That guy was
bro.
getting out of hand.
Yeah.
He's
Larry
over the
had
house.
he had to cut your tree
Gotta-
down. He's like, your
gotta
tree is
chop it
blocking
down,
my
man.
view.
Hey, bro.
He's like, I got a beachfront property. Get this tree out of my view.
David, you're
So-
still taking
David,
little
it would
attack
really
there.
be helpful if you blocked.
I'll block the Pippin, so I take 8 from Mary.
Going to tap 2 before damage resolves and give lifelink. One of these guys doesn't really matter.
It does.
So I'm going to gain 8 life.
both 8. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, they're both 8. I'm going to gain the 8 life. I'm going back up to 40. Oh, and then I gain 2 more for my 2 soldiers. That's right. I do still get to put those 1/1 counters from Heliod.
Whenever you gain life, so you get 3 + 1 counters.
That's what I
distributed.
figured.
Yeah,
Three.
yeah, okay. And where are those 3 counters going?
3 counters will go here, bringing him up to 10. Go ahead.
Okay.
Your turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. But I didn't, so I will play a Grand Abolisher. I will pass this turn.
and my
Untap, upkeep, odds I'm safe. 1. That's 3.
Good enough.
You are freaking
Dude,
lucky today,
just
dude.
on it, dude.
I
Loving
had
that.
taken like 6 or 9 life
Okay,
forever. It was.
drawing
Not even
for
alive from Barry.
turn. I'll play a swamp. I'll pay 6, recast my commander. I will play a lotus petal. I'll crack it for white and cast Denethor, Ruling Steward. At the beginning of my end step, if a creature died under my control this turn, I create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. I'll declare battle, and Barry, I'll attack you for 10 in the air.
10 in the air. Going down to 32.
I'll pay 2 life, sacrifice one of these spirits. Each of you guys lose a life, I gain a life. Then, at the beginning of my end step, Minthara and Denethor will both trigger. I'll get an additional experience counter, and Denethor will make me a 1/1 Deuter. I pass the turn.
I'm gonna untap. All right, I'm gonna draw here. Oh, not what I want.
That's a really bad
I'm gonna put out the 2 soldiers and remove the quantity counter in case I want to put some 1/1 counters on them.
Your go.
Your go. Your
Barry
go.
still wanted to do an episode where you could only talk at arena.
Your go. Thanks.
Good play.
All right, I'm gonna tap a green. I'm gonna cast for Levison's Pilgrim. Let's go to combat.
Yep.
I'm going to attack with the soldier, Pippen with Mary as well at you, David.
I will block.
You don't have your own removal this time?
Can you just bail me out this one time? I promise I'll get a man.
All right, I guess. I'll exile a white card and flash in solitude.
I will block Mary with my Grand Abolisher.
First, before damage even resolves, so I'm gonna tap for a white and a black. I'll tap 2 and I'll give the lifelink to Mary. So, damage resolves, you're taking 11 damage to that guy. You're taking 1, 2, plus 8. So you're taking, 10 damage.
Father.
11,
I was like,
What
wait
is-
a minute.
what is this math?
12,
What math is this?
13. I'm gaining 13 life. 4. Going to put 3 +1/+1 counters, and I'll put 1 on the soldier. I'll put 1 on other soldier, and I will put 1 more on in my second main, and I will pay 1 white, losing a life. I'll pay 1 black. I will tap this, and I will draw a card. I am able to activate this because I did attack with 2 or more creatures this turn. So I draw my card, pass.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Shucks. Tap for 5 and play Martial Coup and create 3 1/1 soldiers. And pass the
Brutal. Ouch. Let's see how long it takes for my luck to run out. Odds I'm safe. Rolls a 1.
Oh, Larry.
Draws for turn.
You need to be doing a dice rolling deck.
Tap the Path of Ancestry to cast a Weathered Wayfarer. He is a nomad cleric, so I'll get a scry. Bottom you. Play Cabal Coffers. Not really anything. I have 1 swamp. Yeah, certainly do. I'm going to tap Orzhov Basilica for 2 and flashback Lingering Souls, making 2 more Flying Espiritus. I'll declare battle and attack Barry with everybody. 6 in the air, 6 on the ground, 7 on the ground, 7 on the ground.
Block the 2 7s, 1 each, and then I'll take the 10. I'm sorry, 12. Those are 6 and 6. I'll block the 2 7s, and I'll take the 12.
Okay.
I'm at 31.
I'm going to pay 5, sacrificing Blighted Fen, and have you sacrifice a creature during my second main phase. Figures.
I thought it was a soldier. I thought I told you.
I'm gonna pass the turn, trigger Denethor. If a creature died under, oh no, I don't get another human. Yeah, that wasn't great.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Land for turn. That's right, brush land. It's good for generic.
What we have here is failure to communicate.
What we have here is a Mexican standoff.
I've got my water guns.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna tap a green and a black, and I'm gonna cast Abrupt Decay, targeting Denethor.
Yeah,
Choice target non-land permanent with CMC 3 or less.
that happens.
Well, cowboy, Don't see a way out of this one. Hughes and I is going to have to face off. I'm going to attack you. It gives them, so their toughness is still 1.
Yeah, but these guys are both 7 power, and so is Weathered Wayfarer. Yeah, it's pretty sick, dude. Like, I'm not sad about my 7 power. You know, fucking Lingering Souls putting 14 power on the board.
Dude,
like, I ain't mad.
It's a very interesting predicament that we're in here.
I'm going to move to combat. I'm going to swing the both of these at you, Larry. And I'm going to swing this 2/2 soldier at you, David.
I will
Block.
That is a 2/2 soldier?
Yep, he's a 1/1 soldier with 1 counter on it. You block with only 1 soldier?
Oh, it's a 2/2? I will block with 2 soldiers.
Great. This is an 11/14, and this is an 8/8.
What you gonna do, Lair?
I think I'm going to use my 2 Espiritus. Of course, I get fucking absolutely blown out if he's able to kill one of these guys. If that card is a removal spell, then I just get fucking hosed. I will use the Espiritus to double block Mary. 7 ones.
And those are your only blocks.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to tap a white and a generic, and then here again I'm going to tap a white and a generic, and I'm going to use Heliod's ability, giving both of these lifelink.
Okay.
So you've got an 8/8 lifelink that connected with you, so you're down 8, taking 8 Pippen damage. Gaining a total of 11 plus 8 plus 2, that's 21 life, going from 31 to 52. You took 8 plus the 8 commander. David, you blocked these 2 with this 2/2 with 2/1/1, so this little soldier dies. And then this 11/14 took 14 damage from your 2 7/1 spirits. So Mary dies, and he goes back to the zone. That was a bloodbath.
And then you have 2 instances of life gain, so you get 2 +1/+1 counters.
I have 3 instances of life gain.
Yes.
So I'm gonna put all 9 counters here on Pippen.
9?
All
Yeah.
3
Well,
counters.
from 6
6
to
up
9.
and down.
Yeah, he gets 3. No, my bad.
Yeah.
Pass turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw. All right. I will tap 4. I will play Darien, King of Kajaldor. That's what I'm gonna go with. 3/3 human soldier for 6. Whenever I'm dealt damage, I may create that many 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. So I will pass.
Untap, upkeep.
Alright, is Odd still gonna save you today?
Yeah, bro. Gotta fucking keep it proper. Rolling a 3. Duh, of course it was gonna be a 3. Okay. Gotta pay the piper someday. So I'll draw a card for turn. That was at 6.
6 is
I have blocker.
I have block. Minthara, Spirit, and Soldier. 8, and then 14, so 22.
22. No problem. I'm down to 30.
Yeah, that is 8 commander damage. Yay! Doing it!
Doing the thing.
Doing the thing!
To Frank the tank.
Frank the tank, passing the turn.
End of turn. I'm gonna cast a Vampiric Tutor.
Oh,
Losing 2 life.
what is he getting, folks? At home, do you know what Barry's getting? I'm excited. My palms are sweaty, and I'm still dead.
Mom's.
Text this number down below, your prediction.
Whatever he tutored for, he's probably gonna cast it.
I'm gonna get this card to the top of my library.
Te lo juro que sí. I tell you, I swear that we're
the
dead.
double X robot. that-
Mike, you wanna cut?
Ping, ping, brrr, you know.
We're dead. Te lo juro que
So I did lose 2 life for casting Vampiric Tutor, which is
combos with this thing.
the most tutory of all the tutors. I did search for a card, this magic card. I'm gonna shuffle my library, which I did.
And reveal
Put
it.
this card on top of it. I lost my 2 life, taking me from 30 to 28. Your turn's over. I'm gonna untap, upkeep. I'm gonna draw a card, and I'm going to tap for 1 black, 1 green, 1 generic right here, and I'm gonna cast Toxic Deluge.
3 white.
Oh, for just 3 life, you get all that value.
Okay, so
Toxic Deluge.
I'm gonna respond
As an additional-
activate Weathered Wayfarer.
As an additional cost, I should read magic cards. When will I learn this lesson in life?
One day.
Wait.
Do your activation, sir.
I search my library for a land, any land, reveal it, put it into my hand, then shuffle my library. I play this ability only if an opponent controls more lands than me. You have 7, I have 2, 4, 6. So I will activate this guy with that on the stack, and I think I'm just getting a Cabal Coffers that isn't really going to matter a whole lot.
You have a Cabal Coffers?
Or, sorry, an Urborg that isn't going to matter a whole lot.
A land card.
It'll help me with my black sources.
Give me the power of the black mana.
Yeah, I'll just get Urborg. Now my board gets wiped.
All creatures get -3/-3 until end of turn.
No doubt.
Board is wiped.
Board is wiped. This now.
Killing first.
Move to combat. I'm gonna swing Pippen. Well, I want world peace. Told you I'm here for the title.
Kill Larry World Peace.
Larry, Pippin's coming your way for 11.
Larry's crown.
I think not 11. I think 8, because he has -3.
Oh, -3/-3. He's coming at you for 8 with lifelink. Sure. I'm gonna tap 2, activate Heliod. Coming at you for 8. How
So
the
you
cookie
die.
crumbles. I gain 8 life. I'm gonna get to put a 1/1 counter, and that'll be here on Pippin, so he's up to 10 1/1 counters.
All right, David. Got him. Draws.
Draw! I'll tap 2. I will play a Rest in Peace. I'll tap 1 and I'll play a Thalia, Garden of Thraben. So Rest in Peace says, when it enters the battlefield, exile all cards from graveyards, and if a card or token would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. And then Thalia, Garden of Thraben says, it's a 2/1 first strike human soldier, which is why I paid 1. I paid 1. And then non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast. And I will pass the turn.
I know, dude, how the turntables have turned.
So, okay, are you gonna kill your son yet?
Untap. I'm gonna do my damnedest.
I mean,
Alright.
he could have murked him, and he was like, "Nah, I don't like this mustache, dude."
All right,
He said he wanted the crown, kill Larry World Peace.
Dude,
there we go.
He said he learned his lesson. He's heard about you just from.
I've been watching. 2 generic, 1 green, 1 white, 1 more generic. I'm gonna cast Mary.
Ah, Mary's back out.
So we're going to move to combat, champ. I'm swinging a 12/12 Pippin your way.
I will block with Thalia, Garden
You're
of
gonna have
Thraben.
to.
I'm going to give Pippin lifelink, gaining 12 life, bringing me up to 45. And with that lifelink, I'm gonna get to put a counter on something, and I'll put a 1/1 counter here on Mary. Pass turn.
Great. This is gonna be what I needed. This is gonna be
Mary's got Mary.
a land and a mana crypt and a Wrath of God all in one. Ready, draw. It was not. I will tap 3 and I will play a Welcoming Vampire. 2/3 flying for 3. Whenever one or more other creatures with power 2 or less enter the battlefield under my control, I draw a card, and this ability triggers only once each turn.
Because with Edgar, that'd be great.
You done, champ? All right. Untap, upkeep, draw.
Family Feud's back on.
Play a Bayou for the turn, and we're gonna go right into combat. I'm going to attack with the 2/5 and the 12/12.
Halflings are coming at you, but you better be real scared of halflings.
Mary and Pippin.
I'll block the 12/12 with Welcoming Vampire.
Before damage resolves, I'll pay 1 white, 1 generic here. I'll pay 1 white, 1 generic here, losing a life because I need that white from the cave. And so I'm giving both of them lifelink using Heliod. So you block the 12/12. I'm gaining 12 plus 2 life. I gain 14 life, bringing me up to 58. And you're only taking 2 damage?
I'm only taking 2.
You marked it up?
Took 2 and took 2 commander.
Okay, second main, I'm going to tap 1 green, let's say, 1 white, which will also cost me a life. Tap Minas Tirith and draw my second card for the turn. Able to do it because I attacked with 2 or more creatures. All right, pass turn.
Untap.
Snap, what you gonna do, David?
Upkeep, draw Wrath of God. Nope. Okay. Well, that's the end of me, guys. I will play an Arcane Signet, and I will tap 4 and play an Anointed Procession, which if an effect would create 1 or more tokens under my control, creates twice that many tokens instead. Now pass the turn
Okay.
to my...
Untap, draw. I'm going to play land for turn. I'm going to go straight into combat. I'm going to attack you, David, with both my commanders. That should be lethal.
Oh, me? Yeah.
you mean the only one left standing?
Barry.
Wait, so what happened here was like Barry in sequence went pink, and then pink, and then pink. Just like,
He's like, I'm taking each one of you out.
I got pretty lucky that I top decked that
The Wrath?
No, the Wrath I had in hand for my opening
free
hand,
white spell.
and then I top decked the Flawless Maneuver.
Flawless maneuver.
Right when he played that big blue guy that says that whenever he casts a spell, he either gets to return a spell to your hand. That's when I said to myself, okay, it's time for the Wrath of God. And I was ready to lose my board with you guys. But that blue spell scared me. And when he tapped out his mana, because he had the Guillaume the Chef at the time, and he only had one left, I was like, well, he's going to save one, but I still have to do it. And then I top decked the Flawless Maneuver. And since then, my heart's been singing. You saw it.
Dude, it was a good move, man.
Yeah, bro.
The
That's a sick
destroy
move.
all in the flawless maneuver is crucial.
It's a classic
and
play.
Pretty sick.
Classic play. I also run Day of Judgment in this deck. I run this really cool board wipe that says destroy all creatures with power greater than target creature's power. Because usually I have a bunch of little guys.
Yeah.
I don't usually have big giants. I just got Treebeard out.
This is the one. The Battle of Bywater.
So there you go. These guys right here is the way that this deck, without being too competitive, stays competitive. I was lucky enough to have that board wipe, the Wrath of God, in my opening hand, and it did the trick.
You're able to break parity on the board
In a
wipe.
game like this, you have to have ways of dealing with the board. I just wish you guys could have seen more of the Lord of the Rings crew. You saw Guillaume and you saw Heliod, but I also run all the cool characters in here, man. I also run some spicy stuff like Mondrak, but I have Mariotic Brandy Buck in here. I try to run as much of the Lord of the Rings stuff I can.
Toxic Deluge came with.
No, yeah,
It came in the pre-con.
How did it feel to come back on the show? It's your second win, right?
It's fun, man. Playing against you guys, man. Finally get to play against Larry. That's fun,
the Larry
man.
versus Barry was
Yes,
like the famed interaction.
This guy is lethal, man. The way he thinks, the way he moves and plays.
Dude,
You never sleep on this dude, man.
Likewise, bro.
No.
Likewise. I mean, this was a lot of fun, dude.
It was. It was.
It's good to be back, David.
It was good to be back. Not so great to sit here with 5 lands and do nothing the whole game. But
Like he said, that's the weakness of Jeweled Lotus.
My mono white deck, dude. I run Adeline, Resplendent Cathar, and I'm just like, Jeweled Lotus, turn 1 commander. Let's go. What's up, guys? And somebody's like, swords. And I'm just like, fuck.
Swamp for another 5
Yeah,
turns.
dude, I don't got shit to do after that.
Larry, I'm glad that we finally got to make this work and get this pod going, because you played with his son, but you never played with Dad. And, you know, it's nice to see you back on the show, man.
If you didn't kill this early, it gets very bad very fast. Let's not forget. He had this out super early. It could have gotten super bad.
It would have been
unmanageable.
unlucky. Yeah, we got lucky that you took care of it. Thanks again for coming back
Thank
on the
you,
show.
man. Thank
Thanks,
you, man.
guys.
Cheers. Larry, thank you, man.
Cheers, dude.
Always a pleasure.
Always
Barry,
learn from playing with
Barry.
this guy. No, man.
Hey guys, every other Friday, see I Hear Your Deck, and if you can support us on Patreon, it definitely helps so we can keep bringing you episodes every other Friday, and hopefully I'll see you in the Discord. Until then,
Do it.
hate your deck too. Peace.
If you really want to support I Hate Your Deck, there's a lot of ways to help support us. Number one way is through Patreon. Patreon is a great place where you get to join our community. We have a Discord where we play a lot of Magic with our friends, and there's such a community of people from around the world in our Discord. So if you want access to our deck list, do you want to play Magic with a lot of people from all over the world and interact or help brew your decks, the I Hate Your Deck Discord through Patreon will help you get all that done. Hey, if you've been liking I Hate Your Deck, hit the like, subscribe, and ring that bell to get notifications when we have new episodes coming out. And we also have bonus episodes. If you want to see those bonus episodes that were too hot for YouTube, join our Patreon to check that out.
Hey, it's time for the random Patreon shoutouts. I'd like to thank Stuart Edwards, Alexander Ventessel, and David Blake Jeffrey. Thanks, guys.
If you want a shout out, you need to be a tier 4 or tier 5 patron where we give shout outs. Now, we love all of our patrons, but it's just one of the perks of being a tier 4 or tier 5 patron. Without you patrons, we wouldn't be where we are today, and we wouldn't be able to keep making content. So thank you so much for helping us make this show a reality, and we're really excited to keep bringing you great content for the years to come. I can't wait to be able to bring my son on the channel once he gets old enough, let me tell you.
I Hate Your Deck. Wizards of the West Coast. Tapping out and slinging spells. Wizards of the West Coast. Tapping out and slinging spells. hate your deck. Wizards of the West Coast. I hate your deck. Wizards of the West Coast. I hate your deck. Join the I Hate Your Deck Patreon exclusive Discord to get the various benefits and be able to play Commander daily with people from around the world in our global community. I hate your deck.